Hello, this is Heisenberg.
Hi there, and this is G Forever.
Yeah, and we've got the 2019 SH Monster Arts King Ghidorah.
Yeah, 2019 from the new movie Godzilla King of the Monsters.
Yeah, big fellow here.
Oh yeah,
he can barely see us here.
He's hogging up the whole table and taking up even the airspace. So
yeah. Okay. Well, I'll get behind the camera and zoom in here.
all right.
But yeah, we got a lot of toy to look over here.
Mm-hmm. So this is King Ghidorah 2019 outside of the box. We'll take a look at the box later. As you see, he's being held up by 3 different stands, and you do have optional sizes to adjust the stands. And you can see he doesn't really stand too well on his own. He's wobbling and makes a lot of cracking sounds. So you have to be careful when you have him. So I'm going to take the wings off the stand a little bit, and you can see that in 2 seconds it'll fall off.
Yeah.
So that's why he needs his stands permanently, pretty much.
Yeah, it seems like with every King Ghidorah, every 2019 King Ghidorah, they're all like off balance. They all tend to fall forward.
Yeah.
And this one is so big and heavy.
Yeah.
That this one in particular is having him fall forward is a problem, and so you got the stands to try to counteract that.
Yeah. So I mean, it's a nice sculpt. I like the wing sculpt. Kind of wish they made like a second pair of wings where his wings are folded down, so we can actually save some space on the shelf and also not need the stands. But unfortunately, they only have come with 1 pair of wings, and they're very heavy plastic, so I was a little surprised. The previous King Ghidorah, the 91 and the Mecha King Ghidorah releases, they were nice and light, so they didn't have this wing problem. However, it's also fragile, so I'm gonna guess that's the reason why they went with a thicker material. But may not have been the best choice.
Yeah, so it's a different material than the rest of him, like the chest and the. So is the chest and the heads like a different material?
It is a hard plastic.
Yeah, the wings are a hard plastic. Yeah, because I've heard about this from the other people talking about it.
Yeah, it's a hard plastic. It may be the same material, but I think.
That feels very unusual for a Godzilla, for a SH Monster Arts.
Yeah.
This is not your normal SH Monster Arts material.
Yeah.
And then the rest of it, I don't know. The rest of it feels pretty hard too.
Yeah. It's pretty solid. Alright, so let me just take the wings off so we can actually go over the figure. Alright, so now the figure is much easier to adjust, but again we have the unfortunate loose joints where Ghidorah falls apart a lot.
Oh yes, the tail just
heads, everything falls apart. So you can see the heads, there are multiple, there's a lot of articulation going on in the necks. So you can do like a flying pose, you can do a lot of...
the necks are very long.
Yeah, very long, and long tail as well.
And a lot of points of articulation.
Yep. Same with the tail.
And then tail too, also very long and lots of points of articulation.
Yeah, very pointy.
Quite a bit.
Yeah, very like rattlesnake-like.
There.
You see all the nice detail here of the double row spikes, and kind of becoming none at the tip of the tail.
Look at the necks here.
Going back to the heads.
Yeah, this is my favorite thing, is the way the heads look. Oh, let me get them in focus here. But I really like how the heads look. I think the sculpt is good there.
Yeah, sculpt is relatively decent. My little pet peeve is there's a little the way where the lower jaw and the upper jaw where they connect. I'm not a huge fan of like that seam. You can see it on the boxes and.
Oh, but does it at least line up?
It does line up, but I just don't like that seam. It just looks, looks artificial. Because you're paying top dollar for this, I was expecting a little better. And I'm not sure in the movie, I want to say the mouth opens wider than this. This is the max you can open, so you can't really bite on a Godzilla figure. It's more like just kind of, at most maybe bite on his arm. You can't really bite his neck or anything.
Yeah, yeah.
You can move the tongue around, but you have to be careful. The tongue might fall out, and it's really hard to put it back in because the mouth doesn't open that wide.
Yeah.
But sculpt-wise, it's pretty good. It's probably as of now, the most accurate sculpt that's out there for 2019 King Ghidorah. What's pretty neat is if we look at the back of the heads, you'll see that the middle one, which is different than the others, has 2 rows of spikes.
Oh, fun.
Yeah, so this makes it unique to the 2019 King Ghidorah.
Yeah, yeah.
I want to say the crest on the middle head might be slightly larger than the other 2. Maybe, I'm not sure if this might be just the angle, but I think the head's supposed to have like their own personality, so I think they tried to capture that with slight differences on the heads. But I haven't really played around with it to notice a huge difference.
Yeah, yeah. What I've looked at, the heads look pretty identical so far.
So they could be just identical here, but anyways, yeah, I haven't really, to be honest, I just opened it, like the wings kept falling, and kind of just like, oh, whatever, I'll just put it aside and never really messed with this figure. I mean, it was disappointing. Like, I was like having high expectations being a MonsterArts. Recently, MonsterArts, I don't know. I wish they can spend more time with their QA.
Yeah, and we've had so many disappointments with Bandai in the last year or two.
Yeah.
Just one after another, where it's like Bandai seem to be falling short.
Yeah, I mean, I think they're just making too much money, and they don't really care about what they make anymore.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
I mean, the sculpt wise is great. Like, you see a lot of detail. Like, look at the leg. Like, that's pretty cool. You have all the different scales. There's like large scale, small scales, and so it's good. The only thing, I think, the biggest another big disappointment is the paint job. The color here is very flat.
Yeah.
I wish they had more of that, Ghidorah gold.
Yeah, I agree. I think it actually looks a little better here on camera than it does in person. In person, it's a very flat, kind of dull color.
Yeah, dull.
Which, especially with like when you put the wings on, it's just so. It's like it's a lot of this. It's a lot of dull color to be looking at.
Yeah, and there's no shading. That's the thing.
It looks like there's. Well, yeah.
There's very little shading. I mean.
Yeah. Well, it looks like there's shading, but I guess it doesn't. Again, it doesn't really.
Maybe on the wing, but I mean like on the body.
Yeah,
There's not much on the body. There's some. I mean, you see some like of the darker black colors, and I'm always afraid to snap this because it's hard to put in and.
Because the other SH MonsterArts Ghidorahs have a much more nice, like kind of like shiny gold color to them. Mm-hmm. And yeah. So this is pretty disappointing. See, I'm not sure. Do you have a sense? Like, does it look better in the movie, or is the movie just like lit mostly at night?
The movie was mostly at night. We never really saw Ghidorah in the daytime, even the volcano scene.
Yeah, so it's more kind of like these stylized. Yeah, it had unusual lighting.
Yeah,
so I think the lighting was more stylized in the movie.
Yeah, so I mean, although he may not have been like a shiny gold, but in my mind, Ghidorah has always been kind of like, gold and should be a little shiny, even if it's like a dull shiny gold. Like, add some shine to it.
Yeah. But it's interesting. Yeah, it's interesting. I'm not sure why, because he looked fine in the movie.
Yeah.
And then I don't know why he's sort of like this toy, just sort of when you just it doesn't really it doesn't have a fun color to it.
Yeah, and I'm surprised, like, with the way they made this figure, like, the weight is all on the top. Like, there's no weight on the bottom at all.
Yeah,
So he can't stand up by himself.
and he's very off balance.
He's very off balance. I mean, I know in the original Kiryu Mechagodzilla, they used like a very heavy base for the legs and the feet. And that kept the figure pretty, solid to the ground. So I'm surprised they didn't do something similar here. Like maybe make it like a solid
It'd be
lower
nice.
half of the body or something.
Yeah, it'd be nice if they did sort of like if it came with a heavy base, where you sort of like stuck him, you like stuck him in the base, like maybe there was like basically you impaled his feet on the base or something. Because these little stands.
Fenway Park, maybe.
Because the I guess Bandai's always been doing these stands, or SH Monster Arts rather has been doing these little stands from the beginning, mostly for the effects.
Beam effects, yeah.
And I've never liked the stands.
Yeah, they're a little thick, and the clear plastic's a little distracting. But I mean, like you can't. I guess like it's the best that they can do.
Yeah.
It would be nice if they had like a thinner type of stand, but alright, let me just put him back on the stand so we can...
because I actually like the fact that he's very big, because generally I like, that's, I was kind of hoping with the movie we'd get a really big toy, but one that's the one that's not quite so off balance and fragile. But the fact that he's sort of like so off balance sort of takes a lot of the fun out of it.
Yeah,
people are afraid.
Yeah.
I think people are afraid to just stick him on a shelf and leave him there.
Yeah.
That he's gonna fall over at some point.
Yeah, it's sad. Like, I mean, it's a very expensive figure. It's not cheap, so you're expecting like a pretty high quality from Tamashii Nations, but
and as you said, like the disadvantage of being so big is that he does take up a lot of room. And then
So I'll bring out the SH MonsterArts Godzilla. Yeah, so you'll see that the in the movie, like Ghidorah would grab Godzilla and bite him, but his the mouth doesn't open wide enough to do so. So you can't really imitate that from the screen.
Yeah. So you can get the heads like around, like if Godzilla were to turn around here, like be like close to the body, could like the head surround him some?
Yeah, you can somewhat do it.
Yeah, or something like that. That's sort of like the classic, something like that. Yeah, you could probably play around with something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, get like a nice classic pose like that.
I probably could have done a better job, but
well, it's something that that is a nice thing about the really long necks, that you've got like room to wrap them around stuff if you want.
Yeah, so you can definitely mess around with it. Like the good thing about like Heisenberg said, is with the multiple joints, you can definitely do a lot of poses. It's just you have to be careful of keeping the balance. But having Godzilla in the center, that actually helps Ghidorah.
Actually, that's not a bad idea. Yeah, that's giving him you could have him leaning. You could have him leaning on Godzilla.
Yeah.
I wonder if I assume you still need the supports.
Just for the wings, I think. The body you can actually remove.
Because the wings would might snap off or something over time too.
Yeah.
But you still need wing support.
Yeah.
This isn't a bad idea. Like to make them more stable. Like,
you can pose them together.
Have them leaning against each other.
So the way I have it displayed is Godzilla and Ghidorah are kind of in battle. And I have the fire breath aiming at Ghidorah.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I have it, to keep him from falling apart. And if you just have the NECA Godzilla, it's still in pretty pretty much in scale. I think the only disadvantage from the neck is the head can't turn up.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
So, but other than that,
Yeah, it's nice that you. Yeah, it's nice with that MonsterArts Godzilla. Yeah, that you can get him looking up,
yeah.
like looking at. He can be
can
looking up
looking
at
at Ghidorah.
Ghidorah, and the NECA can't do that.
Yeah, the only thing you can do is maybe twist his neck a little bit, but
Yeah,
it'll look a little awkward.
It would be more. Yeah, you'd have him to probably make him look out, like have Ghidorah behind him.
Yeah.
And he's like just kind of. They're both looking forward at you.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. So like, and that about so for U.S. buyers, about what does this guy cost?
Oh boy,
Yeah.
I forget. It was
It's around 180 or so, I think. Isn't
close
it?
to 180. Yeah, something like that. If it's still available, I think they
Oh yeah, I think
sold
it might
out
be.
fairly
Yeah, I think
quickly.
it's sold out fast too. What SH Monster Arts tends to do is
Repaint them.
repaint it. So they actually might come out with a second version, repainted, and with all the criticism of the dull paint, people it might actually have a better. The second one might actually have a better paint job.
Better paint job,
So the second one actually might be the one that ends up being more in demand.
Yeah, so we'll see. All right, so he comes in a big box. You can see this is what he looks like. I wish the paint job was kind of like this. Nice.
Yeah, he looks
nice and gold.
Yeah, it looks like he's got a nicer gold color on the box here.
Yeah. The box does have a small window you can see. So mine's out of the box, but you can see, I believe, the three heads, but most of it's covered by the box. The back of the box is where all the fun stuff is. So we have all the stock footages.
Yeah, so they've got, they did the same thing. They got, Ghidorah wrapped around
Godzilla.
That Monster Arts Godzilla.
You can make
similar to what we did.
Yep, you can make a flying pose. I don't know how you can do it without the stands.
You got to put them on strings.
Or something.
Yeah.
But even as you see, like even on the stock image, he does need the stands to hold up. This one they probably did some photoshopping, removing the stands.
Yeah.
And they've added this glow effect on Ghidorah. But yeah, a good looking box, very big box. That's gonna take if you're like me, I'm a completist, so this is gonna take up a lot of space, both the box and the figure.
Well, I do like that he's very big, but he does have a lot of the shortcomings of SH Monster Arts.
Yeah.
So
it's unfortunate.
Yeah, for the money, it's like I think looks like people are universally disappointed.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is Heisenberg
and G Forever. Hoping you enjoyed the 2019 King Ghidorah SH Monster Arts figure.
Oh yeah, at least as best as much as possible.